Alberta continues to pave over some of Canada's best farmland as municipalities expand. And even rural communities, whose whole character is agricultural, are changing their landscape forever. That's the conclusion of a report by researchers at the University of Alberta. Brent Swallow is one of the authors of the report. He's a professor in the Faculty of Agriculture at the U of A, and he joins us in the studio. Good morning, Brent.
Nice to be here.
Now, briefly, maybe describe the quality of agricultural lands we're talking about here in this report.
Yeah, the area, we focused a lot on the area between Calgary and Edmonton and the area around the two cities, and that is the area of the main prime agricultural land in Alberta. So that's where we have most of the settlement as well as where we have most of the great land. So when we looked at the amount of change, we were pretty shocked at the change, especially around Edmonton. And when that change happens, about a third of it goes on to the best quality ag land. About a third of the development goes in the second best quality land, and the third is other types of land. So we're blessed with this great land around our city, but it means that when we grow the city, that we're going on to the best ag land in the province.
When it's spread out like that, it sounds like the municipalities and the cities don't really take into account what the farmland is like, the quality.
Yeah, we think that the last 10 years has really been a continuation of trajectory that started in the 80s and has continued on. And I think there was a pretty strong ethic of development, right, and expanding task base and expanding employment. And that ethic still holds over to an extent, though there's more recognition now of the need to conserve the great land that we have.
Just out of curiosity, how do you measure or quantify the quality of the farmland? How is that determined?
Yeah, so we overlaid the map of land use change over the land use suitability classification. So Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada classify land into different suitabilities, and the highest suitability in Alberta is as their classification. That's that area mostly around Edmonton.
And is it measured by what is being produced on those lands, kind of thing?
It's measured by their potential, so that the highest potential land in Alberta will grow the most range of things without stress due to sunlight, or stress due to rainfall, or stress due to the type of soil. So they're where you have the greatest range of what you can grow.
So when we look at the areas around Edmonton, what is that agricultural land being converted to?
So we have different pockets, right, because of the nature of our city. So around Fort Saskatchewan, it's expanding out into the industrial area. Around Etchison in Parkland County, it's expanding as that area grows. And then we all have seen the big residential growth to the south of Edmonton toward the city. So really spreading out on quite a few sides of the city.
So, I mean, obviously, Alberta's roots are agricultural, but we are dominated by the cities now. Most people live in the cities. Is that changing philosophy been part of this?
Well, I think that we needed to know about that. We didn't have a good sense of how city folks felt about the expansion into the agricultural land. So we did a survey of 320 Edmonton area residents and asked them about their attitudes toward farmland conservation and the pace of development and the pace of expansion in the city. And the majority of people indicated that they thought we were spreading out too quickly, and were willing to pay something as a one-time increase in taxes to conserve that land. And the land that they thought they're most concerned about was the area to the northeast of the city, which is great for producing vegetables.
That's the Hairy Hills? Is that area?
That's right, Horse Hills.
Horse Hills, right.
Horse Hills area. That area was, and that's part of the city of Edmonton, standing out that area, as well as the rolling farmland, I think, because people see the land not just for its agricultural production value, but also for the ecosystem services that land provides to the city.
So is this something then, I mean, by studying this and looking at how things have gone, would you like municipalities and the provincial government perhaps probably has to get involved in this as well from this point of view, to take into consideration the quality of the land and say, okay, maybe we shouldn't develop here, but we should go there? Yeah,
there are two tools right now that the provincial government has in place. The Land Stewardship Act proposes 7 planning districts in the province, and they are to develop land use plans that take into account the need to conserve prime agricultural land. And municipalities then are expected to abide by those plans and also to plan in a way that takes into account the impact on land. So there are planning tools in front of municipalities. It's a matter of actually using them.
And I also think that, there's vested interests here too, right? If somebody has land that they want to sell, it's going to be more valuable if they sell it for a light industrial or residential use than if it remains farmland, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the dilemmas, right? Yeah. So the dilemmas are that development has costs, and who's going to bear those costs, right? And who's going to bear the kind of windfall profits from development, right? And so, municipalities we've talked to have been concerned about getting fair values. So what's fair? It isn't necessarily all you can get is not necessarily fair. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the dialogues that municipalities need to have.
Brent, it's fascinating stuff. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to talk about as the months and years go on here. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Brent Swallow is professor in the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of Alberta.